Hello, dear friends. Today, we're going to look at how Russian-speaking women view relationships. I'll be honest, there are a lot of negative moments here, but there are positive videos too. As always, I'll share my opinion on how to build relationships for the benefit of both yourself and your partner. So watch until the end.
What I did to my husband while we were married that didn't make him leave me. Let's start with the simplest, which will be the last place, the mildest incident. I poured a 5-liter bottle of water on him while he was lying in bed. He made me so mad. Of course, we made up afterward, but the mattress was still wet. That's when I regretted doing it. We had a fight, and I told him, buy a ticket and go home. He bought one. Continuation of the previous story or a new one. Because of that, I threw a vase at him. Not only did he suffer, but also the table, whose corner got chipped. Naturally, I was the one who cleaned up the vase afterward because he left the house. I packed his suitcase so he would get the hell out of the apartment, which he was paying for. And the crowning glory, I threw rocks at his car. With all my heart, I took rocks and threw them at his car. And he just took off, drove away, left it at some gas station, and just drove off. But actually, he was planning to leave me that day anyway, because when I came home, he was already gone with his things. I smashed my phone out of anger, and he bought me a new one. I can be proud that he passed the strength test. Now I can definitely say he's ready for anything.
I don't like to give labels to people I don't know, but in this situation, I have to say it. She's a psycho. I don't know her whole story, what her husband was like. Maybe he did equally awful things, or what kind of person she is in real life. But based on what she said, I can confidently say that this woman not only can't control herself and her emotions, but also considers it a point of pride that she physically and mentally abused another person. If this is what she considers a strength test, then the real horrors she's capable of must be much worse. In my opinion, she has sadistic tendencies, and you need to be very careful with people like that, because they can break your life over any small thing, both morally and physically. This isn't a diagnosis, just my gut feeling. What do you think? Write it in the comments.
I want to ask girls from different cities of Ukraine, is it the same where you live? I'm from Odessa, and it honestly feels like there are just no men left. I mean, seriously, they're not in restaurants, not in cafes, not at events. They're just gone. I went to Ibiza once this summer, and by the end of the season, it was only Turks and young boys left. Well, there were some Slavic guys, adult Ukrainians, but all of them were married. So for women over 30 or 35, there's basically no chance to meet someone. Like if a girl got lucky and married young, good for her. But there are women who worked hard, built their lives, didn't rush into marriage, and now, in a mature, conscious age, want to meet a grown, self-aware man. But there are none. It feels like they've either left or are hiding somewhere. Girls from other cities. Tell me, is it the same for you?
I was curious to find out what they typically call mature conscious age before responding to her video. And as I suspected, for many of the women complaining about men, mature conscious age means money, vacations, clubs, beauty salons, and so on. I don't know if everyone thinks this way, or if it's just me, but none of those things on that list are part of a mature conscious age. Of course, everyone has their own activities and hobbies, but calling that a conscious life is, at the very least, silly. A conscious life is when you choose, consciously, what to do with your time. And that's not just about leisure, but also about money, relationships, and family. Yes, she might say that she chose the clubs, the salons, etc. herself, but life shows us that women tend to love what other women love, and other women love to show off their luxury life on Instagram, which, in reality, might be much duller. This phenomenon is also common with men, the same BMWs, photos with influential people, expensive holidays, and so on. In my opinion, you can't forbid people from living that kind of life, but showing it off is a bad idea, unless it actually brings you some sort of benefit, which is a topic for a separate video.
I'm 30, and I'm still single. I'm going to tell you why I can't get a date. Right now, I'm sick. I've been sick yesterday and today. Do you think a single guy offered to get me any medicine? No. Meanwhile, girls are sending us bases and circles, referring to support in social media groups, etc. My friend got sick, and I went and ordered her some honey. I refuse to believe that all men in the world have suddenly gone broke. If you say you want a relationship, then my question is, why don't you want to do anything for a woman like me? Honestly, it stopped being funny. I don't get it. I don't get why you genuinely think that this is enough. Sorry, but it's just so strange. It's really strange for a man to think that way. I'm sick right now, and what do? They ask me to send them a circle, a short video voice message, or send a photo, or they call me on video. Instead of going out to buy me some medicine or getting me some oranges, you don't have to, but you could. Every girl who earns her own money obviously wants a man who will do even just a little something for her. just a little bit. I constantly see people getting bouquets of roses, gifts, and all kinds of surprises. Where are these men? And please share. Ugh. Basically, girls, we've hit a huge human problem. The extinction of men, in my opinion. Because I don't know if it's just me, but no one actually messages me in my DMs. Direct messages. It's not like I have guys messaging me saying, wow, let's meet up. So the first problem is, if there is a man, he doesn't do anything. The second problem is, where can I find a decent guy?
We won't spend much time on the fact that she says not a single man has shown her the kind of care she desires. That only means one thing. She has several men she's expecting something from. So, you can't find a boyfriend, but you have a chorus of men you have expectations for? I won't judge, but you get what I mean. Also, the whole sickness thing is a bit ridiculous. You say you've been sick for 2 days, but you're filming yourself doing your self-care routine, and you look pretty healthy, which creates the impression that you only told men you were sick just to get some benefits from it. Now, regarding what she said about men, well, first, let's start with the fact that the problem isn't extinct men. It's a matter of perception. When a person says, where are the men? They don't do anything. What they actually mean is, where are the men who want to do things for me just because I am me? And this is where it gets interesting. If you expect medicine to be brought to you, oranges to be bought, or care to be shown without any relationship, simply because you are a woman, that's not about love or kindness. It's about consumerist expectation. A man is not obligated to take care of a person he has no connection to, just as a woman isn't obligated to look after everyone who sneezes. When she says, I refuse to believe that all men have gone broke, it shows her perception of the world through the lens of resource. It's like, if there's money, men should be doing things, but care and attention aren't a function of a wallet. When she says, I ordered honey for my girlfriend, yes, that's a kind act, but she does it because she wants to, not because someone is obligated. The same applies to men. And now, imagine how many women think exactly the same way, that a man could but doesn't want to. Now, imagine how many men face this expectation and stop wanting to, because no one wants to be a default source of care. And here's the main point. She says, all girls who earn money want a man to do even just a little something. But that's not partnership. That's compensation. It's, I do everything myself. Now someone else should do things for me. And perhaps this internal attitude is exactly why she can't find a relationship.
Do you know why young women actually hate men? It's not because men have become bad. It's because they've stopped being convenient. They hate you because you don't stay quiet anymore. You refuse to be a wallet. You want equality? Pay for yourself. You've stopped running to them at their first call. Where's the chivalry? Where's the independence? My dear, a man is judged for his honesty, for his weakness, for his success. God forbid you get tired. Oh my God, how dare you? If you start speaking directly, oh my goodness. Ugh, what an aggressor. Why is this happening? I don't think I need to say, but we all understand. The best form of defense is attack. Maybe we can't admit it. This whole, I'm so independent, I'm such a great woman, I can do everything thing. Well, so what if we messed up a little bit much?
The girl in this video said everything you need to know, and even more. It was so absurd that the translator actually thought a man was saying all this. That's how ridiculous it sounds coming from a woman's mouth. Many women grew up in families where they were treated like princesses. Everyone around them had to do whatever they wanted, and nobody ever punished them even for serious mistakes. That's how this illusion was born, the illusion that they're the center of the universe. Even when I was in school, I noticed the same thing. There was one moment when all the boys in our class were publicly shamed, almost humiliated for almost 2 hours by the teachers and even parents. They brought up every little thing we'd ever done wrong. And it all started because some girls were caught drinking hard alcohol in school. They said the girls would get the same lesson, but of course, nothing happened to them. They just got a 1-minute talk at the end of the next day. To be honest, most of the problems in our class came from the girls. They caused drama, refused to do homework, disrupted lessons, and so on. The boys? Yeah, we skipped more classes and did some dumb stuff like pinching a classmate. But that was it, and it's not like our teachers were some kind of raging feminists. They were just normal people. Yet somehow, we were always held to a higher standard, while the girls were forgiven again and again. There was even one moment that really disappointed me. It was our last day of school, that bittersweet, goodbye school, hello university day. We were all dressed up, smiling, chatting with our homeroom teacher. And then, at the end, she said, well boys, this is the end of our road. Take good care of our girls. They're so precious. I thought she'd say something similar to the girls, like, take care of the boys, too. But no, she told the girls, take good care of yourselves because you deserve it. And the strangest thing, everyone kept smiling, as if nothing happened. But for me, that was an important life lesson, one I've never forgotten even after many years. I told this story not for empathy, because it was a good lesson for me. I am thankful for it even now. I want to say it's all those little moments like this that made many of the women I talk about in my videos the way they are today.
I practiced for a very long time, and I did it. I learned how to make cuck sounds.